But now, though, I want to talk about other activists. These ones pouring hundreds of litres of fake blood into the road outside Downing Street to demand action on climate change. I didn't see this, but apparently police stood by watching without making any arrests as protesters simultaneously tipped up buckets of the red liquid, which spread across the breadth of the road. Around about 400 demonstrators from the groups Extinction Rebellion and Christian Climate Action staged the protest, simulating a sea of blood. Robin Ellis-Cockcroft is National Coordinator of Extinction Rebellion Youth. Hello, Robin. Good morning.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Lovely to be here.
Very nice to see you. Now, well, what's the story? What's the next thing you're going to do so I can avoid you?
Oh, well, that's a particularly leading question, isn't it? The next thing we're going to be doing as Extinction Rebellion Youth is working alongside the Youth Strike for Climate and the UK School Climate Network. Next Friday, March 15th, is going to be an absolutely historical day. And we're going to be kind of like throwing an after party for them.
No, I don't. I mean, avoid you in terms of like if you're going to block roads or bridges or anything like that.
Okay, so yeah, Westminster Bridge, 2 till 4 next Friday. Don't be there.
2 till 4 next Friday.
There you go.
And do you stay in contact with the police with these things?
In general, that is how Extinction Rebellion works. Simply because being in contact with the police avoids the police overreacting. And it creates atmospheres like yesterday, where it could have been quite a tense atmosphere. There could have been an atmosphere of trying to shut the protest down. And actually, we were there to try and create a number of arrests to prove the sacrifice that people are willing to take to bring these messages to light. But actually, the symbolism of the whole event yesterday, the way in which young people were given a platform, really changed the police atmosphere throughout the whole event. And yeah, as you say, there weren't actually any arrests in the end. Yeah,
well, that's a good thing. On the road protests, I mean, look, it's unbelievably irritating for people. And the reason I say are you in touch with the police is because, for instance, you've got Parliament on one side. We know what has happened on Westminster Bridge in the past. On the other side, you've got Thomas's Hospital, which people need to get to for 1,000 different reasons, of course. So you have a decent relationship with the police. Do you think when you undertake what you're doing with this great cause in your minds, do you think there is a risk that you can turn people against you? I mean, does that enter into your thinking? By being irritating, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so the idea that we're irritating the public. I mean, personally, I'm 24 and I'm working with Extinction Rebellion Youth, and we're working with a lot of people who are younger than me. And the future that we're facing at the moment, with the lack of media coverage, with the lack of governmental action on climate change, is really turning this just into a crisis situation. And so the idea that coming out and being slightly annoying, as you put it, being a bit disruptive, that is in any way consequential to the level of damage and the level of kind of destruction that our futures are likely to face as a result of climate change and ecological collapse. It's obviously something we think about. We don't want to be doing it. It's an absolute, it's a real moral dilemma. We don't want to be annoying, normal, good, hard-working people.
No, I understand it. But why is it this above all other things? And, the vegans are pumped up about what they do, and climate change people are pumped up about what they do. What is it about? What got you into this? And how do you maintain a job? Do you have a job?
The last couple of weeks, no. Before that, I was working as a community bike project. Now I'm doing this full time. It's quite easy when you have friends' couches to sleep on and that kind of thing.
Is that what happens? So who pays your legal fees and organisation fees and stuff like that? Is it all out of your own pocket, Robin?
It's not out of my own pocket. My pockets are not very deep. As I said, I'm 24 and I have a lot of student debt.
You're never going to pay it back if you don't get a
let's get back.
No, but if you don't get a job. No, I'm interested in you, the person. If you don't get a job, you don't pay back your student debt anyway. So that's fine.
Yeah,
but who funds Extinction Rebellion?
Extinction Rebellion is generally funded through public donations, as well as a number of grant funding schemes. We take no money from big business yet, and that isn't what we plan to do. So it's funded through donation, and some of the young people who are involved get a living stipend to help cover their rent.
Who from?
From the national communities team within Extinction Rebellion, who are there to make sure that marginalised voices like that of young people and other groups are well represented, and understanding that, yes, people who have money and deeper pockets than myself would be able to give more time if things like a living stipend weren't part of the equation.
Okay. And no chance of getting... This is your job now, is it? This is full-time? You're not going to do anything else? This is the contribution that you want to make? This is your drive?
This for me, this is all the drive I can give. This is for me the biggest issue in the world, okay. And how we go through the next few years with an issue like this is going to massively determine a large part of my future, and it's something I really want to jump in and get involved with, especially in the run up to April, and the idea of international rebellion on the 15th of April. And to be frank, it's really, really exciting. It's really fun. The idea that I've grown up with things like climate change, ecological collapse, incredible inequality in the world. All of these things are rising. They're getting bigger. They've always been in my past and my future. And giving me a bit of ownership to take that on and to actually have a chance of causing a stir and rewriting the narrative, to own that narrative slightly as a young person is just a really powerful thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure irresistible as well. Robin Ellis-Cockcroft, thank you very much indeed. National Coordinator of Extinction Rebellion Youth.